Listen up.
It's the number one voice of the tri-state. I'm number one. It's Cooking Up 215. So let the show begin.
Turn me up.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 215, where we get you up close and personal with your favorite artists, entrepreneurs, shakers, and move makers, and bull. We got one of Trinidad's own, Miss Nailah Blackman in the building.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You're on tour right now. You're going around the world.
Oh, wow. I'm on a forever world tour.
Yeah, you stay moving.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. And you've been at this for a minute now. You know, I go back and I do my research.
How you do?
You've been all up and down, New York, everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I think you do a great job, you know, at promoting yourself and making sure you stay connected with the people.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, you do soca.
Yes, that's my primary genre.
That's your primary genre, right? So I know you're a jack of all trades, and you started out doing pop.
I wouldn't even say pop, but yeah, you could put it in a pop category. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think you could put it in that category, but I've always been doing a fusion sound. I started off with my guitar. From day one was me singer-songwriter, so more alternative, I would say. Yeah.
Right. You wrote your first song like 11, 12 years old?
Yeah, okay, you do your research.
Yeah. I know you've been singing since you was about 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you really, you know, 1 is in you, but 2 is truly in you, like it's in your bloodline.
Yeah.
So your grandfather was Ras Shortie, and he was the one who originally created the soca sound.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that you carrying that torch in a sense, and I guess what your goal is to make it an official genre.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an official genre for a long time in the Caribbean. It is the sound of the Caribbean. I mean, only if you are in the Caribbean, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about all the islands that we have in the Caribbean, everybody does soca. Soca is this today for the last 20 years, maybe 30 years, maybe more than that, 40 years. Soca has been the sound when you think the Caribbean sound.
Right.
Soca has been the Caribbean sound. Reggae and dancehall is the Jamaican sound that really blew up, you know, and everybody knows it all over the world. But every island doesn't do reggae and dancehall like that. I mean, there may be dancehall artists in different islands, but soca is the sound of the Caribbean.
Soca is the sound.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the difference between like soca and Afrobeats in a sense?
Well, I would say the chord progressions and I guess the lingo.
The lingo?
Yeah, the topic and lingo, because it's very similar in terms of the bounce.
Right.
The bounce is similar sometimes because there are many different soca bounces, but it falls in a category, like it can be very similar at times, but the chord progressions are always more happy versus Afrobeats. It varies in terms of the sound of the chord progressions. And then I guess just like the dialect, the lingo, the way we say things, what we talk about, how we say it, you know, all of that. The dialect is just something that you can't get by.
So do you think, I know you said that soca is around the world or people listen to it, but they're calling it something else. What do you think they're calling it?
I think a lot of people don't know that they're listening to soca a lot of times.
When they hear it,
yeah,
right?
like sometimes they think it's Afrobeat. Sometimes they may think it's dancehall. So they just think it's a Caribbean sound, but they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the fact that Afrobeats is so large that it kind of shined, I don't want to say it cast a shadow over it, but it kind of created an umbrella, whereas though whenever anybody not from the islands hear that sound, they just put it all in that category in a sense?
I wouldn't say so. I think that anybody that's hearing it, they may put it in a category if they don't know, but also if they don't care, because anybody that wants to know, oh, this is different, where is this from, they're gonna find out, you know. So I think Afrobeats helped soca music to be, because it blew up so big and it's now like everywhere. People are now like more interested in things that are different and not just the same sound that they know here in America. You
Right.
know, now they're like, oh, I hear this. This is similar to this. So now it's like it's more accepted. Because if you think about it, before Afrobeats blew up, like it was just reggae. It was just reggae and dancehall. And that sound is clearly different to what soca is. And it's like, is it accepted? There's so many things. I think for us in the Caribbean, we talk about a lot of things that people aren't going to understand. So they can't relate to it because they don't even know what you're talking about.
Right,
You know what I mean? So now it's like the door is more open where people would listen, and it's not that even if they don't know what you're talking about, they're like, I like the way this sounds. Yeah, you know?
It's all about the vibe and the energy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think both of them, like just listening to both of them, I can definitely hear the difference. But you know, like I'm a music guy. That's my thing. So I hear the difference, but they both bring that happy energy, upbeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just giving you culture, just in the sounds in itself. So I think they both just dope. Like just you don't have to understand anything about it. If you hear it, you want to dance. You know what I mean? You want to get up. It's tight. I really like it, and I think it's dope that you yourself are trying to really, you know, put a stamp on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To really put that stamp and say like, nah, this is this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get it confused.
Well, the thing about it is that I don't feel like I've done that in my own way, but I don't care if people are confused or not, because I think the world is so small, and like the world is so small and it's so big, you know, there's so many cultures to exchange. And when I do soca music and people ask what is that, I'll tell them what it is. But if they get it confused with something else, eventually they'll love it to the point where they'll know what it is eventually. So it's okay if they get it confused, because I am somebody that fuse my music a lot. So when you hear soca from me, it's not going to be like the typical soca. It's always going to be fused and blended with something different. You know what I mean? I remember my second song ever released was Baila Mami, and I won almost every single soca award there was to win with that song. I was even nominated for a BT Best New International Act for that song, and that song wasn't soca. Technically, it was a fusion. I mean, it wasn't dancehall, it wasn't Afro, it wasn't anything. It was such a fusion sound that, because I was Trinidadian, I'm from Trinidad, and my grandfather is the creator of soca music. They were like, this is soca, and you get all the soca awards. But technically, it wasn't soca. So if somebody's confused, that's okay, because that's part of the process. I'm an artist. I represent for a genre, but I also want people to feel themselves and hear themselves in the song, wherever that may be. You know what I mean?
Right. It's about them and the music and how they feel through it.
Exactly.
I got you. So, and you once said that if your grandfather wasn't the creator of soca, that you wouldn't be doing soca.
How do you know that? Where'd you hear that? Well, honestly, it's the truth. I think it's because when I first started in soca music, everybody kind of discouraged me. And they discouraged me because of the industry, not necessarily because of the music. I think they saw that I was very talented and raw in how I created, and soca is a genre that maybe has a lot of politics, a lot of things that just, you know, aren't ideal. And they were like, nah, like, do you, like, keep on doing you. But I was like, what am I? Like, I was so young. I was 18 years old. I was like, who am I? Like, I don't know. I mean, I know who I am, but musically, I'm ever evolving. And I was like, I want to do this, because how could I be the granddaughter of the man that created the genre and not try it? I just said, I'm just going to try it. Let's see how it goes. I tried it. My first song, literally, I didn't even do a video for it, and it has like over 20 million views. Like, it's been everywhere.
What is that Workout?
Yeah, that's Workout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you say Workout is like your biggest song, or do you have something besides that, like Come Home?
I can't say that it's my biggest song, because it's my first song. So it's my oldest song. So technically, if we're doing the maths, it can't be the biggest because it took so many years to reach to that point.
Compound
You
interest.
see what I'm saying? Yes, exactly.
Right. So what would you say was your most effective song? What song had the biggest effect in your life?
Effect on my life?
Yeah, like that one that maybe had the labels calling more than others, took you into more rooms.
I would say Baila Mami.
Yeah?
My second song, yeah.
Your second song.
Yeah.
You hit these things quick.
Yeah,
Like, that's crazy.
Everything went really quickly for me from the beginning. I really was just like, I went to my producer manager, Anson, and at that time I was trying to leave Trinidad. I was fed up. I was like, I'm done. I was in school, studying music, and it just felt like I was doing so well in school, and I just felt like I had no time for me. I had no time for my music, and I was like, I want to I was doing opera. So,
really?
Yes, I was doing opera, and I was like, I love it, and I'm doing well in it, but what am I gonna do? Be an opera singer? No, I'm not gonna be no opera singer. I love music, and I've been through my grades and stuff like that in terms of music theory, and that was fun. But I don't want to be a music teacher. So
right.
What am I gonna do with this degree? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not gonna go to Italy or whatever and be an opera singer. I'm not gonna do that. So
you felt like you was wasting
my
your
music, I felt my music, like me writing and creating, that was what I was always gonna do. So I was like, what is this degree gonna get me? I was like, I have to leave Trinidad because if you're not doing soca, there's not many opportunities in Trinidad in music, you know? And I wanted an opportunity, and I said to myself, I was begging my mom to leave school, and she was like, hell no, you're not leaving school, never. I was like, please, let me just have some time for me because school is draining me. And she was like, how about this? You get 1 semester off, you take your leave for 1 semester, and you go right back after your semester is over. And I was like, sure, no problem. I went in school, I did the sabbatical, and I went to this producer, and I was like, I think I want to try soca, let's see how it goes, and let's just do it. And that was my first song, Workouts, and then literally everything blew up overnight. And I was like, I'm not going back to school.
I was about to say, so now you...
I was like, I'm not going back to school.
And mom was okay with it this time?
She was okay because I was making mad money.
Yeah, it was coming in.
And it's not just the money. It was that she saw that there was room to grow, and it wasn't like I wasn't just going to be like a struggling artist. Because she was a struggling artist for many years. And because she didn't have a space outside of soca. My mom was a calypsonian in a world where if you're not doing soca, there aren't opportunities. She wasn't just a calypsonian. She was an incredible dynamic artist, you know what I mean? That if you're in Trinidad and you're not doing soca music, you're not successful. That's just how it goes. I mean, now we have dancehall artists, Trinidad artists that are successful, but that's a now thing. That's a recent thing, you know?
It wasn't always like that.
It was not like that. So she was like, and she knew I didn't want to do soca. Well, it's not that I didn't want to, but it wasn't what I was doing, you know? So she was like, you're going to get that education. And if it's music and the education, great, no problem. And that's what I did. And after that, the phone couldn't stop ringing. So I was just like, let's do it. And I did so many things in such a short space of time that 11 months into my career, I did my very own concert, like promoted from scratch, everything. 11 months in, that's Soca Origins. That's a festival that I've been putting on for the last 7 years now.
I've seen that video.
And it's grown tremendously from my first year having 1,500 people to now having over 5,000 people attend. So it's pretty cool.
And that's your official event?
Yeah, it's my official event. Start to finish, everything from stage lighting, everything out of pocket, you know.
You started that within your first year of being an artist.
Yes.
That's crazy in itself. So you coming from like such a musically inclined family, do you think that helped in a sense to help you get such a quick start in the game?
100% it did. I mean, naturally, my family is famous in Trinidad. I have 24 aunts and uncles that all do music. Yeah, he was busy.
24 aunts and uncles is crazy.
No, he was busy. My granddad was busy. I don't know what they were on back in the day, but they were not playing with them children. And they're all incredible. They're all incredible musicians. They all play several instruments, write songs, super talented. And they all had their years of being popular, having a song, having a thing, but they're real artists, so they were never chasing fame. You know,
Right.
they were always
It's all
just
about
doing
the
their
craft.
music. Exactly, you know what I mean?
Right.
And none of them did soca.
Wow.
Yeah, and they all didn't do soca because my grandfather changed his life for God, and he brought them up very Christian.
Yeah.
And soca is not a Christian, not a
okay.
conservative genre, so they all were very God-minded.
Yeah.
And just did music, you know, just
Gotcha.
did music in general. And I was like the first of his creation to pick up where he left off.
To bring that soca back.
Yeah.
Are you the first one to really go like international?
I guess you could say so. Well, no, because my uncle, Isaac Blackman, he was huge in Africa, like huge. He had this one song to the ceiling. He toured for years.
In Africa?
Yes, from Kenya, Uganda, all over the place. Sierra Leone, South Africa. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madagascar even.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Mauritius.
That's wild. Mm-hmm. That's so your family been outside.
Yeah.
So, and when it come to you, and I know like you say, like you blend your sounds, why haven't you really like started working with more like Americanized artists? Like I know you have features with like Shensia, like you said, you got the cast one. It's a couple other people. I can't pronounce his name. Something Gold.
Adekunle go.
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got some great features with some well-known artists, but they are like they're Caribbean artists as well.
Yeah, well, he's African.
Well, he's African. Well,
Yeah.
I don't even know what term would that be. Like, you know, from the other side, like not a rapper or a pop star. No one from America just yet. it seems
Well,
like.
I've worked with Jake Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on my album. Who have I worked with from America? Not really anybody.
Not too
True.
many,
Not
right?
too many, no.
And definitely not too many people, like I would say, like let's say Shensia level. Like these people, millions of followers, they're well known, big stars.
Yeah.
So you have the, you know, the background. Whereas though I feel like somebody would be like, you could probably get Chris Brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
for
like,
sure.
why haven't you made that move yet?
Well, I think everything happens in due timing. I think in America it's a lot about money, you know what I mean? And I'm about money too, so it'll happen in the timing that it's supposed to happen. I never rush anything because when you rush things, you know, it don't turn out the way it's supposed to, you know?
Okay.
And I know my trajectory. I know what I'm destined for, so I always have to make sure it's right. Like it has to be that right collab. And I mean, being signed last year with Big Money Records,
Shout out to BMR.
you know, it's like it's just the beginning for me in America. You know, I've been working on music for, I would say, like for this album, like about 2 years now. And because my tour schedule is so heavy, if I tell you how heavy my tour schedule is, it's like you have to prioritize and make time to be in another world. My world is active.
Right.
My world is extremely active and I'm very demanded there. I mean, I would love to break through in your world. And that's exactly the plan, but it requires meticulous planning and execution to do it right. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna be somebody that you hear and it's like, this is cool, but I feel like it could have been. No, it's gonna hit every single time, and I'm gonna make sure of it. You know what I mean? So, touring like I'm touring. You're really gonna have to make the time to be in another world, and that's what I'm doing now. Making the time to be in the U.S. world, but in my Caribbean world, we are outside and we're active like very active.
No,
you know
that's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. You super active. That's why I was just wondering what it was, but I can tell like that's like you said, that's your trajectory. That's where you headed. That's
Yeah.
what's next on the schedule. So I just feel like it'll make so much sense once it do happen.
Yeah.
That's just I would say I feel like that's the final piece of the puzzle in a sense. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to building, it's like even creating that network is all about, you know,
Exactly. It's about
working
who
with
you
people
know.
and connecting with people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that one person will lead you to the whole next batch of people that you're gonna end up working with.
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, it's like you don't just wake up in the morning and, you know, do a song with a huge American artist, because people in America can't get that. I mean, just saying, you know what I
Right,
mean?
true.
It's like, it's about who you know. It's about what your money says. You know what I'm saying? It's about
Money
how
talks, yeah.
money talks, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it has to be the right one, because, I mean, I could work with a huge artist in the morning. Does that mean it's going to do anything for me? It has to be the right song. It has to be the right project, and it has to be the one that is me, that is going to make people be like, yeah, who's she, you know? So.
And if you wasn't doing soca, let's say you didn't have this, you know, this family name and this legacy to kind of uphold in a sense, and you just woke up free to do whatever you want, what kind of music would you be doing?
I'd be doing the music I started doing.
Okay.
I started, which is singer-songwriter, me and my guitar. I do not know what word to use to describe it. Some may call it pop.
Indie pop?
Some may call it indie. Indie pop is a good place to put it. I called it Caribbean folk.
Okay.
Because it's storytelling. It's like I'm telling my life. And I feel like that's the basis of a folk song. And I still have my Caribbean element in it regardless. But the sound is very indie. Very kind of alternative. You know what I mean? Kind of. So.
Got you.
Yeah.
Have you like pulled the guitar back out recently at all? Even for the new album?
I always have my guitar back out. It's just I haven't put it back out on this album. I really haven't. And the reason why, it's because when you are in a specific space like Soca, you have to you don't have to. I want to. I want to carry my fans with me to where next I'm headed.
Right.
And that transition, I mean, it can be done, but it's like, for me, those worlds are so far. It's like I have to just meet in the middle. And I've grown a lot as an artist over the years. So even though my sound originally was that, now I have so many sounds underneath my belt and in my arsenal that it's like, there's just so much of me to give, you know?
And even your first, I guess you didn't call it an album, you called it an EP.
Yes.
And you said you had 7 different sides.
Yes.
So what are the 7 sides exactly?
Well, I'm rough. Like a bad bitch. I am cultural, like, I would say, when I say cultural, I mean like ethnic, like whether it be Spanish influence or, you know, that sound of where I'm from, which is more on the Latin American side. Trinidad and Venezuela is literally like,
Right there.
we could see Venezuela from our island. It's that close.
That's crazy.
But we don't speak Spanish there. I don't know why. Yeah. But then I'm soft. I'm soft. I'm a very soft, girly girl. And then I'm also a girl that is real with herself and introspective, not afraid to be vulnerable. But that's different from the soft person. That is more of, I am growing, I'm young, I'm changing, and I'm sharing my journey, you know? And then there's the Soca princess. Then there's that person that I created to fit into my Trinidad life, you know? Because I would really say that I created a person.
Yeah.
Because I was never that person before.
Is that person you saying like pretty much like, let's say like Nicki Minaj got Roman or something like that, like they or Sasha Fierce for Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like this thing you become
That is Watermelon Girl.
to be on the camera, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Watermelon Girl is the cookie cutter soca artist. She is who Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, no, really and truly. But the girl I was before that is just a raw artist, like a raw, say anything she feels like kind of person. That's the real Nailah.
Right, that's
And
the real
she's yet to be discovered as well.
For real?
Yeah.
Is it something, do you ever feel a way about having to be this over like Watermelon Girl versus being able to just truly be Nailah?
Of course. I think, and there's Chili Baby as well. So Chili Baby is the last of the 7.
Okay. And
Chili Baby she's dangerous and she's lethal and very cutthroat and methodical. Yeah, she's also a rap girl, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel a type of way about not being able, but it's like life was created with boxes. And there's like let's say there's 1,000 boxes, and once you're in one box, people think that that's where you should be all the time. And if you decide to go into another box, they're like, what are you doing? They're like, we thought you were this box. All of a sudden, music is not just music anymore. Music is marketing, music is branding, music is, you have to have everything that comes along with your sound all of a sudden. You can't be everything.
Right.
And in order to be everything, you have to be nothing. So now you have to compartmentalize everything to be something.
Right. Now I get it. I definitely understand because I feel the same way too. And it gets harder, especially I feel like when you're an artist, in a sense, you can flow many different ways. But like you said, they want you to be just this one way.
I think there are a lot of people that don't just want me to be that one way. They see the potential for me to be different and they want that, but that is not the masses.
Right.
That's not the masses, because when the masses get that, they want you for what they know you for. Yeah. That's just how it works. When they know you for something, they're like, this is what we know and love you for. We want more of that. And if you think about it, every person's career that have become something huge, like Taylor Swift, she has recreated the person she was from the beginning all the way to the end. Let's take, for instance, somebody like Nicki Minaj. The moment she strayed away from what she was known for, she lost a lot of fans.
Right.
But then she gained them back in the end because she had to come back to it at some point. But she took a risk. But she could take that risk because she had that platform and she had the money and she had everything to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you have to have everything to do it. You have to be at that point where you can't really lose too much. Yeah, it's like Maroon 5. I mean, they started somewhere. I mean, nobody was a bigger Maroon 5 fan than me. When they started doing I'm at a payphone and pop stuff, I was like, whoa, this is not She Will Be Loved. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah. But then I came back to them because I still love them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I saw what they did and where they wanted to go for themselves. But you're gonna have to lose fans. Yeah. You're gonna have to be okay with losing people that love you, support you, and are there for you. And that's a hard process. It takes a little time. The people it's like you gotta force it on the people a little bit, and you have to do it so much to where though they understand like this is just who you are, and now okay. Yeah, I think I might mess with it. You know what I mean? They have to get it because sometimes it's like this, right? You're painting a picture and then they see this portrait being done or this painting being done and it's so beautiful and unique to them and they love it. They think it's the greatest thing, and then you go and you start painting it over in black and they're like, no, you're ruining it. Like, no, stop, you're ruining it. They get upset. Right. Because they don't know what it's supposed to be. You are the artist, you are the painter, you control what the end product is, and then you find that you just gave your painting depth. You gave it texture. You made it alive. You did something else on top of it that made them I see the vision now. I see where you were going, but they're not gonna see the vision. They're only gonna see the end product.
There you go. There you go. I feel like that's a perfect segue to go to this to this food.
Yeah, let's go. I'm hungry.
Listen, you already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth. We got Miss Nailah Blackman. It's Cooking Up 215, and we be right back. Let's go.
It's our favorite part of the show. That's your favorite?
Yes, sir.
Ah, chef, what you got cooking? You already know.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and it's my favorite part of the show. Time to get into that food. And you already know I got Miss Nailah Blackman in the building. And y'all already know my dog, Chef Q. What's up, Q?
I'm good. It's good to be back in the kitchen, okay? I'm starting to get homesick for a second.
Yeah, we done recorded so much. We ain't had to be in here as frequently as we normally do, so...
That's how you know you on top of it. That's how you know you on top of it.
We worked hard so we could take a nice little break, now we back at it. You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure. Give me some fresh ideas.
There we go. I see you came...
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever this is very divine.
Very much. Trust me, it's that bite in the... I can't even say it. Like, that bite all in one is just...
So what is it?
All right, you guys. So today we have a stuffed shrimp with fresh lump meat, 3 cheese, spinach as well. And then we have a basil and a thyme and rosemary chimichurri underneath with a fried wonton sprinkled with tahini over top. And then we have a fresh corn succotash. Like, when I say everything is a bite in one, oh, like,
It's everything.
literally.
I can't
Wow.
wait. I'm excited.
Promise you.
Did you say 3 cheese?
3 cheese, yes.
As in like dairy cheese?
No. So with that, it's not as like 3 cheese. It's just what I call it.
Okay.
Yes, it's just what I call it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. About to say. I'm going to tell you what it tastes like. I'm ready to tell you what it tastes like.
No, you'd be wicked.
No, I'm playing though.
Oh,
But,
that's the
yeah,
one.
this looking real.
Mouth watering.
Yeah.
It's a little, yeah.
Smash.
A little something.
Listen, you already know. Let them know how they could get themselves some of this.
All right, y'all. So y'all can follow me on Instagram at chefq_cut through.
There you go, man. You ready, Nailah?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. Born ready.
We got Miss Nailah Blackman.
Yes.
We got Chef Q. You already know your boy Smooth. Cooking Up 215. Let's get back to the show. Let's go. You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 215, and we right back at it. Still here with Miss Nailah Blackman.
Yeah.
Listen, man, this is the time when we get to pick them forks up and
Do we?
you know, see
Am
what
I
the
allowed?
food in for. Yes,
Oh my
we are.
God.
Chef Q came through. Y'all know how she do.
Let's see.
She don't play no games. You know me, veggies first. You know
Wow. This is so good.
what I'm saying? That is good.
This is incredible.
The veggies, the corn, right?
All right, I'm just gonna dive straight in. No time to waste.
That's popping. That's some real good corn. That's different.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Wow. So much flavor. I think this is probably like the best food I've had in America. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. Like, so well flavored. I feel like if everybody should get the memo. Because, I mean, I low-key had to put salt on my food today. This is great.
That chimichurri at the bottom,
I don't know what anything is
it
here.
just
but-
adds something crazy to it.
Wow.
That's good.
What is
You know,
on this?
This is hitting.
What is on this wrap meat thing?
So you said that was chopped spinach, right? Kill spinach, crab meat,
And it's non-dairy cheese.
Oh my
some
God.
non-dairy cheeses. You said this is chimichurri at the bottom, right? No, ain't nothing on that joint missing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm in shock, to be honest. I've never had like non-Caribbean food in America taste this flavorful. Wow.
I tell people all the time we spoiled over here.
No, this is being spoiled for sure.
Mm-hmm. Tell them all the time, Chef. You don't play. We didn't make you say anything you said, right?
No, this is really good.
Mm-hmm. See? I told you, huh?
I didn't even know.
They think it's a game.
You better have your own restaurant because I need to come. Like, you better have your own place. Like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even playing right now.
Then with the crispy wonton,
Yes.
that's it.
And I feel like these are all things that I've never really had before like this, like together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is this combination, you know?
I can tell you that for sure. With Q, she found a way to put things together that you never really seen together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She take a couple of ingredients and it can seem simple. It can seem real simple, but the way she do it, the way she put it together, it's gonna come out something different.
And is this like, is this seafood meat in the shrimp? Like, what kind of, yeah?
Crab meat. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So what's your favorite food?
Callaloo.
And
Do you know what that is? Callaloo is like, how do I even explain what callaloo is? Okay, callaloo is like a multi-purpose dish. It can be soup. It can be like a gravy for rice or like macaroni pie or like whatever.
It's like macaroni pie.
Yeah.
Never had that before.
Oh, you never had that before? Oh.
Is it like macaroni cheese in a pie?
Yeah,
style?
it's kind of like macaroni, cheese, eggs, like a whole bunch of, like, there's a crust on it. It's like what we call back home Sunday lunch. You must have macaroni pie, callaloo, stewed chicken, and some peas, rice and peas, but not together like Jamaicans, like separately.
Separate. Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Yeah, so it's, honestly, Trinidad has some of the best food, I would say, in the world. I'm not even gonna cap. Like, I'm not lying. It's not just because I'm from there. I have witnesses. We have some of the best food.
Like, you've tried other food and it's like nothing is like home.
I've been to a lot of places. So I've been on every continent on Earth. Well, no, I haven't been to Antarctica. So from Africa to Asia, Europe, Americas, Latin America, Caribbean.
Yeah, for real? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And there's no place like Trini food. Like, we different. But, I mean, there's a lot of places that have good food too. But, yeah, we're up there.
Who would you say is next up? If Trinidadian food is first, what's next?
Never. I would never put America up there. Come on. That's why I said this is probably the best food I have in America.
For real?
Yeah.
So who would it be then? But you went, America is like nowhere near the top list.
No, America is definitely not in the top 5. Yeah. Well, actually, let me not say that, because there's a lot of good Caribbean food in America. There's also a lot of...
I guess that don't count because it's still Caribbean food.
True, and there's also Portuguese food that's really good in, like, New Jersey. Like, I've had some good Portuguese food. I mean, there's a bunch of good food in America, but just not, like, American food. You ever get what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's a lot of good food in America. But I would say Japan, their flavor palette is different. It's really good. The only thing is that they put pork in a lot of their meals, and well, I don't eat pork, so I just don't have a lot of things. But for all the things I've had, like there, I've never had a meal that I'm like, this is bad. You know, like everything is well flavored, well seasoned. Let me see. Nigeria has amazing food. The only thing about it is that it's so hot.
Spicy,
the
right?
Spice? Oh
Yeah.
my.
They don't play about the spices.
No, they don't. It's like so hot.
I made a so like my grandpa was from Ghana.
Yeah.
So Ghana, you know, Ghanaian soup, pepper soup is what I made. And it was like, as soon as I tasted it, it just like brought back memories, because I ain't had it in so long. Like my grandma and my grandpa passed, so there's nobody else that would make anything Ghanaian in my family except for me. But yeah, I wish I brung it so you could taste it.
Yeah.
Cause I made some fufu with it.
Ooh.
Some goat meat in there. You don't eat red meat though.
No, I don't.
But the soup itself though, the spice, that's the thing. Like, I guess if you grow up that way, you get used to the spice a little bit.
Honestly,
the spice be hitting.
when I was there, I was like, I don't understand. Because I kept on saying, no pepper, no pepper, no pepper. They didn't understand what that meant. Because they would say, oh no, it has no pepper. And I'm like, come on. Like, this is crazy. Crazy. But no, their flavor palette is amazing though.
No, facts.
And I judge food by the flavor palette. Like, you see this is a well-rounded flavor palette. Like, sometimes it might be what you're interested in, but when you taste it, it's like, this is crafted well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This it's extreme left and extreme right all at the same time. You got like the calmness, sweetness of the corn.
Yes.
It's like the chimichurri got that citrusness in it.
And
like,
even the mango.
Yeah.
Such a good taste. The crunchiness with like, everything is like a different texture. This is,
right. Yeah.
This is A1.
The way the corn bite, then you got the crunchiness from the wonton. It's crazy. It's a good deal.
I feel like I could trust y'all now. Like, anybody who has good taste in food, I could trust you.
So can you cook?
Biggest question of them all. Can I cook? Yes, I can cook. Do I cook? Very different question, eh? I don't cook. But I don't cook because I'm busy. I'm busy making music. Like, honestly, I'm spoiled. That's what it is. I'm really spoiled because my mom, she's the kind of mom that's going to make me breakfast in bed and, like, bring it on a tray with, like, flowers and shit. Like,
Wow.
like,
Yeah, y'all live a different life.
like, yeah, I'm spoiled. I'm, like, really spoiled because she would, like, make, like, a whole spread. She'll make, like, lunch, dinner. Why do I need to cook? Why? Like, I don't need to, you know?
She got you.
And then, like, during the pandemic, I think I cooked a lot more in the pandemic. And then I was like, oh, yeah, now you know, you've proved to yourself you can cook. Okay, great. Let's move on. Like, I'm making music. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really had to, because my mom, she was like, oh, my girl child can't leave the house without learning how to cook. So I know how to cook a lot of things. But I did it once. That's it, baby.
Don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Crazy. What's your go-to thing to cook?
I would say my go-to, it sounds like not cooking, right? But my go-to thing to cook is eggs. If you see me in the kitchen, I'm making eggs. I love eggs. I'm obsessed with eggs. I'll eat eggs for dinner. I'll just eat eggs by itself. I'm a breakfast girl. So, like, I can make a full spread of breakfast. Your breakfast will have smoked salmon, bacon, everything. It's all, like, the whole 9 yards. Every type of egg, you poached, over easy. Anything you want, like, with the breakfast departments, pancakes with maybe bananas, like the whole breakfast. I'm a breakfast girl. My go-to thing to cook is always breakfast, but I let other people do the serious cooking. I'm one of 9 siblings, so everybody can cook better than me. Everybody has more experience, so I just let them do it, you know?
You got 9 siblings.
Yes. I'm like the second to
24
last.
aunts and uncles.
Yes, big family. You
I
know.
got a huge family.
Listen, in the Caribbean, we don't have a lot of things to do. I'm just being honest. There's beach.
Yeah.
There's beach and waterfalls. There's partying and liming. There's music. And then there's children, making children. Like, that's what we do. Like, it's a simple life.
I mean,
we don't
what
have,
else is
like,
life about, right?
Like, we don't have all the extra shit, you know? So it's like, people make kids. Yeah.
Yeah. The night is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got 365 days. Gonna be some babies in between there somewhere, right?
Exactly.
No, that's crazy. So I seen this video you did with Queenz Flip. Was that planned?
What's that, what?
Was it planned? Did you know he was going to, like, so for those who don't know, Queenz Flip, y'all probably know who Queenz Flip is, but he threw soda on you.
Yeah. No, I definitely did not. I was very upset when he did that because he told me that we were going to do some content in the car, and I thought it was just going to be him like acting crazy, like, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, how he normally act?
I knew he was going to do something, but I didn't expect that. I just thought he was, I don't know, like something, you know, he's crazy. So I was just like, okay, I was like no expectations kind of thing, but that was next level. I got mad. I got really, really mad. I was like, it was sticky. Like, I was really upset. And
hair and everything.
Yeah, I was really, really upset. And I wasn't happy that I I hit him, like, and I really, and the next level, I wish I had more composure. If I knew, I probably wouldn't have gotten so upset.
You should have had more composure?
Yeah, because I was like,
I seen you hit him. I don't think you hit him too crazy. It ain't like you punched him in his
I
face.
hit him really hard. And the thing about it too is that because I knew he was gonna do something, I felt like I should have known. You know what I mean? I felt like I was taken off guard, and I was like, I should have known. But it's cool. Like, we worked it out afterwards. Like, we cool now. But I was really upset. I was like, damn, that was too much. He's crazy.
I mean, I think it's fair game. You didn't know nothing about it, so I guess you hitting him in a realistic way makes it look realistic. So it's like,
I was
even
so
if you
upset.
knew about it, it helps sell it. So it's like, even if you knew it was coming, you wouldn't have been able to just react lightly because then nobody would believe it.
No, I was like, that was too much. That was too much. I was like, okay, but like maybe you could have like done water or something. Like,
yeah, and I was wondering that too. I'm like, is it really soda? I'm like, maybe it's water in the bottle.
No,
I'm like, he really gonna put some soda in her hair? I'm like,
no, and I had someone to go after. I was like, so unnecessary. Like, you know how much work you have to do. Like, you have to wash it. Like, I was upset. I was upset.
Yeah, Flip is crazy. Cause you know,
but he's cool though.
I've seen him do so many like skits and stuff where I always wonder, like, is the person in on it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he's definitely a character. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated him for what he was trying to do. But I was like, no, bro. Next time, just let me know. I'll act really nice.
Just let me in on it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
No, that's crazy.
I think he probably knew what I was going to say, which was like, no, like, let's not do that. Let's do something else, you know?
Better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Yeah.
Ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
So, the album your last release was what, 2022? That's when you came out with
My last album.
your last album.
Yeah, my last album was in 2022.
Yeah,
Technique. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why such a big gap in between releases? The one before that was 2019, The Real.
Well, I mean, I released an album in 2022. I released an EP in 2019. But between 2019 and 2022, I released a lot of singles. Okay. And even between Technique to now, I've released a lot of singles.
So that's your thing. You rather give the
I think
the whole body of work.
I think an album, it's kind of difficult to promote. We don't live in an album era. We live in a singles era. Like, I remember when I was younger, I would listen to albums, and I was an album child. Like, I would listen to a whole album for like weeks and months, maybe. Like, I would zone in, and like that would be my thing. And now you find like music is just more fast-paced, and social media, it's not the same, you know. Like, yeah, you could just touch every like song on the album, but then it would be like every song has to be in a single format. It's different. So you find that it's easier to release singles unless you have like a concept and a theme that you're really like trying to zone in on, you know what I mean? So like Technique was really cool for me, and it was heavy. You know, there was a lot of songs on it. Was it 19? Yeah, 19 songs on Technique. So that's a lot of music. And even just for this year, like from, I would say the summer till now, I've released like, I want to say 17 singles. Like, that's a lot of music. That's like basically the whole, it's still an album, but it's just like, you know, but now I'm working on a new album. And I just released a couple singles from it, and my latest release from the album, single is Feels Like Love, featuring Roy Woods from Toronto. So
Ain't you like Drake artist or something like
yeah,
that?
yeah, he's dope. And yeah, so I'm really excited. It's me in a new space as well too. It's more dancehall influenced. So I'm really excited to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sound dope. So how was it working with Roy Woods?
It was really good. I mean, I always really liked his music. I think from back when I was in high school, like I was bumping his shit, like listening to his stuff in my room. Like I love when like life comes full circle where like you're like really young and you like listen to an artist and you discover them, or you feel like, oh, you're on to somebody new. And like you have that moment of like thinking, wow, this person is so dope, and then like 10 years pass and you're like working with them and you're in the studio and you're like, oh my God, like I was literally fangirling in my room to your songs. Like, so I just think it's amazing. Like I'm really happy about the project.
That's dope. That's super dope. And you said that what's the name of the song?
Feels Like Love.
Feels Like Love.
Yeah, so he's Guyanese, like first generation Guyanese. I'm not sure if he was born there, but he's from Toronto.
Yeah.
And I'm Trini, so it's kind of like I'm doing more dancehall vibes, and it's like a dancehall, I want to say pop dancehall.
Okay.
And he's doing his thing. He definitely stayed true to his swag, that very hip hop-esque R&B finish. And I'm just being me, you know. So it's a really nice fusion, like that's really dope. Nice, yeah.
It's a love song.
Yes.
when you make a love song with artists, is there like a different type of chemistry or connection there?
I think you always have to love the artist for sure. Like if I didn't fuck with him like that, I wouldn't be able to do that kind of song. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you have to really like admire them as an artist, you know? Yeah.
You gotta feel the vibes, feel the energy, and really embody what you feeling, or embody what you're trying to convey to the world type shit. That's dope. That's super hard. And so what about, you know, since you're so busy, like what does that do for your love life, period?
You really want to know?
Yeah, how did that work for Miss Nailah?
To be honest, I don't know how to describe myself. I'm a different individual. I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm like a guy. I'm not like a guy. I'm definitely a girl, but I'm definitely a girl. Like, you know how there's like different, like there's a guy's point of view, there's a girl's point of view, but I don't think about like relationships and love life like normal people do. I think about it more. I don't know how to like describe. I don't want to say strategically, you know, because for me it's like I don't have time.
Right.
I don't have to, like, I think that when you have a relationship, it's like time, it's energy. I mean, obviously I've had people in my life over the years, but do I want to give you my time like that? Like, did you really capture my attention to that way where that after the novelty is worn off of, okay, I like you, okay, we have this great chemistry, like what next? Like, can I really see, like, I don't waste time. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to waste. I have like so many things to do, money to make. I have a dream, you know what I mean? I always say I love you, but I love me more. Like, you know what I mean? Like I really love me more, and me requires so much. And if you're not even gonna give me what I need, then why would I give it to you?
Right.
Practical. That's what I am. I'm practical.
You're practical.
I'm practical. I mean, it sounds a bit, but it works for me. And I don't feel like there's no shortage of love. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you could get anywhere if you wanted to, like as a woman, you know what I mean? Like, so it just has to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense,
you're not one of those women that's like racing against the clock.
Oh hell no! What clock?
That's how I look at it. But a lot of women always feel like, by 30, I need to be married. I need to have a house. I need to have a husband. White picket fence, 3 kids and a dog.
God.
You know
First of all, if that was in the cards or if that was in the plan, we wouldn't be here right now, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know what, like, from a young age, like, you have to know what life you want. Like, I think when I was 16, like, I knew what life I wanted, and I knew the sacrifices that it required, because I'm a logical thinker. You know what I mean? So naturally, I was like, okay, if you're on the road all the time, like, you either need to be somebody, there needs to be somebody who's following your life, or you're following theirs. And I ain't following nobody's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it either has to be one way or the other. And if you get somebody that's willing to follow your life, then you hit the jackpot. You hit the jackpot. And if they're not following what you have planned for yours, because when you make plans, it's like, you have to think about it in a strategic manner. Like,
Right.
you have to, like, everybody wants love. Everybody wants to have somebody to call their own, or like to just be comfortable. Even if it's not to call their own, it's just to say, like, I have a safe space, or like, I can get everything I need emotionally from
this person.
this human being. Or maybe not everything, but just most things, or just the things you require.
Yeah.
And it's like life, work, family, all these things, like, they play a role, and there's only a certain amount of room in the room, you know what I mean? And the amount of people that fill the room, like, you just have to know what you want for yourself. And I think from a very young age, I always knew what I want for myself. And I think when I was like 17, I had like a heartbreak. I made up my mind. I'm like, you know what? This is gonna go my way every time.
Yeah.
My way or the highway. Like, that's it. So if you're not falling into my lifestyle and what I have going on, it's just not gonna work.
And then that's crazy though, because then what kind of man would you want? Would you want a man that follows you around and he's on your schedule all the time?
I mean, it could work. It depends on what he has going on. Because also, you want somebody that you admire and you respect, and that you could want to stop what you're doing for this person.
And typically, if he a man of importance or, you know, stature, he busy running a business or something like that.
The thing about
he's not gonna run around with you all day on tour, maybe.
Well, that's not necessary. You know, you don't need to run around with me on tour every day. Like, it's not. Quality time is what matters.
Right.
It's about actually putting things aside to say you are important enough for me to feel important. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Like,
make you feel important time to time, and we
and the thing about it is that, like, a lot of women want a finished product in a man, and it's like finished products are not loyal. I'm sorry. When a man feels like he has everything and he doesn't get any, like, if he has everything, he doesn't get everything from you. You know what I mean? I mean, you could never give anybody everything, but you can make them feel like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even if it's a finished product or a product that's on the way or a product that's at the beginning, you just have to know that you're good for this product and that product is good for you. The end. It's very simple. It's very, like,
clear cut.
Come on. Like, I think people waste a lot of time. Yeah, people like it.
People fool themselves. They tell themselves
much.
these things. Because even like you said, like where you said the finished product, they never really loyal. We just had an interview with one of the last interviews we did. We just put it out actually, and I was explaining to her. I'm like, well, the man you want him to drive a Lamborghini, you want him to look good, well established. I'm like, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna be a wild animal. Like,
but
he's
all
not
of those
gonna
things are unnecessary.
Yeah.
All of those things are not things that are necessarily gonna make you happy. Why would you need a man to drive a really nice car to make you happy?
Well, I made up the car thing, but I think it may not even be the thing sometimes for people, but it's what it stands for. It stands for money and security. So that's how they look at it.
But I give me money and security. I get money and security from me. Why would I need money and security from him?
Well, that's all the women want, money and security from the guys. That's what I heard.
Well, I'm lying.
Even if they got
Let me say,
money.
I'm lying. I am lying. You know what I always say? I would like a rich man. And I would like a rich man because I believe to be I'm a rich woman. So if I'm a rich woman, I can't be with no poor guy. Like, come on, you have to be on my level. I have to respect you and think and see you the way I see myself. Like that's necessary. But at the same time, it's like, it's vanity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like vanity, what I want for myself, I want for you. But if you need help getting there, everybody needs help.
Yeah.
Everybody needs somebody to help them. Even if it's not help, it's like you have to go into a relationship for love. You have to go into a relationship for comfort. And if you can't bring yourself comfort, then what are you even in a relationship for?
I think honestly, when even like when you break it down, you putting how you putting it, that means everybody is honestly like just cheating themselves. Everybody is creating these avatars of what they want, and a lot of times, a lot of that shit is unnecessary.
Very
it's
unnecessary.
Like, you got the problem is that like some women don't want to be responsible for themselves. Pretty much is what it comes down to. Like, you don't want to have to take care of yourself.
I think that's lazy. I do think it's lazy, but I also do understand wanting the option to not have to work so hard. Having the option to say, I don't want to grind for the next 3 months and I just want to have a safety net. Nothing is wrong with that, because, I mean, I would like to spend my money on charity and community building and use your money for everything else. That'd be great.
You give your money away and then spend my money.
Well, if you think about it, like, I would love to save the world. Like, I'm the kind of person, like, I really feel like, you know, there's a lot of people that are everybody wants the same things in life. Comfort. If you think about the psychology behind money, it's all comfort. If you can bring comfort and opportunity to other people, that's great, but you can't do that for everybody. It's just not possible unless you're like Elon Musk or something, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do it for everybody. So if you had somebody who supported you and that made you could spread your love further, that'd be great.
Right.
You know, if I had it's about having options, really and truly. So, I mean, I would be a hypocrite if I said I didn't want somebody who was more well off to make me feel at ease. Everybody wants the same things: comfort, at ease, stress free.
I feel like if we just based it off of just the natural things, like, let's say, you know, you strip everything and it's just person to person. How do I feel with you? How do you feel with me?
That's what it's
all about. And
like,
none of the extra shit though, like not your job. You know what I mean?
But
all the real things that really matter.
All those things do
People
make you
be
who
happy.
you are.
All the other shit, all the extra shit.
The
Like
the extra shit makes you who you are.
Yeah.
If your job is what you devote your life to, most people who have a job or a career or a business, or that's your calling, that's your inspiration, that's the thing that makes you tick.
Right.
It matters because it makes you who you are. It makes your likes and dislikes, that needs to be cohesive. You know what I mean? So it is extra when you think about the outcome of it, but it's not extra when you think about
it itself. I got you.
Yeah.
So 2025, I know you said you're working on a new album. What else are your plans for 2025?
Well, I promised myself that I'm not going to put myself under pressure. I am going to further my skills as an artist, train, whether it be performance, dance, music, guitar, everything from the top to bottom of what makes me Nailah Blackman. I'm devoting to artist development. And what comes of that artist development, I'ma just let it be, you know? Shoot for the stars.
Yeah. And on the moon. Where do you see, artist-wise, like, where are the areas you feel like you can grow? If you already do so much, you can play in so many fields. You play the piano, you play the guitar, play pan. I
think I play all these instruments, but do I do it every day? Do I do it every week? Do I do it every month?
Right.
No, I live a really hectic life. Like, I'm always on a plane. I'm always in a new country. I'm always on a new stage. I mean, I just came from Trinidad Carnival where I did like just under 100 shows in 2 months. Like, one thing about the soca industry is that it's extremely active. It's not like, I don't think there's any other genre that is as active as we are. Like, we are so, like, we are outside. Like, there's just no other way to put it. And I think I want to take a little step back from that a little bit. I mean, not a step back from making money, but more like work on everything that I have, because I have a lot, like talent-wise and just skills-wise. I have a lot, but it's like, as the years go by, it's like you have to really, everybody, like if you think about Beyonce, like every year, as an artist, you have to keep reinventing yourself. You have to further your skills. You have to get deeper down the pumpkin vine, as we would say in the Caribbean, because if you don't, you will just reach a point where you become stagnant, and stagnant water is nasty water. Like, you have to keep flowing. You have to keep creasing the chops and making sure that you are the best every time you show up, because if you do that right, then the rest will just work itself out. Because, I mean, my job is to be an artist. My job is to create. My job is to perform. My job is to show up and sound, look, and feel amazing. And I just want to love what I do every time and not feel like, oh, I could have done that better. Oh, I should have taken more. You know what I mean? And when you're just like burning that midnight oil, you could get burnt out. Like, you could get burnt out to the point where you just stop growing and just start being a bit stagnant, you know, and I just never want that to happen ever.
Sort of like a writer's block situation almost. I think that's how people get to writer's block.
I mean, I guess, but it's not really more.
It's not the same thing, but you get what I'm saying. It's just like, whereas like you've been in the same for so long, where you just like, you stuck in a rut almost. I think sometimes that happens with people who get writer's block. You get stuck in a rut.
I wouldn't say I'm stuck in a rut, but I don't want.
No, I don't think that's where you are right now. But I thought you were saying that's what happens when you don't reinvent yourself.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think that's where you at right now at all. I honestly think you at the
opposite end of that
emergent stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're being born to the world in a sense. As much as you've done and been here. Yeah. But it's like internationally now, it's like
the next level.
That breakout time.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And you just have to redefine what you've already been doing.
Right.
And it's like just shining a light on those specific things. And it requires a lot of work, and it requires your time. And I'm just willing to put in that time, and also love it, because people forget that like music is something that if you're not like 100% just happy doing it, it's not gonna feel the same. It's not gonna hit the same. And to be happy on something that is your job, like day in, day out, like still having that love and spark. It's like a relationship. You know, you go through the honeymoon phase, and then you get to that patch where, you know, you're married and you're probably not doing it every night, but you have to do it every night. Like, if you're not doing it every night, then you're not, and that's how you have to feel towards music. You have to feel like I have to feel like that every time, and that requires a finesse. And 2025, I'm falling in love with myself all over again.
There we go.
And I'm music, you know.
You're music.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I truly look forward to see what you do next. I can't wait till you accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish. I can't wait to see that merger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I really think you are very talented.
Thank you.
Especially for what you already know you know how to do. But I definitely think that there's something bigger ahead. Like, once you get to do what you really want to do and get those tools that you're missing, you know what I mean? Those other artists that you waiting to work with, it's going to go crazy.
It is. Yeah. I'm really excited, because over the past 2 years, I have so much music, like, just saved there. And I'm like, okay, at this point, it's hoarding. You know, like when you, like, you bring home a lot of cool shit and you just stuck it up in your house and I'm like, okay, at this point in time, everything got to go. Like, just get it out. And that is a process as well. So releasing this music, putting it out, branding, just giving the whole picture. Remember we talked about that portrait, like painting that picture. it's a process, and it's a beautiful process, and I'm excited to go through it. Yeah.
Oh, well, you want it. It's coming. It's on
Yeah.
its way. Is there anything you want to tell the people, or anything specifically you want them to look out for?
Well, what I would say is expect the unexpected, and know that I put my utmost passion in everything I do. And I'm literally spilling myself. So I hope you like it. And if you don't, that is okay, because I love it. So
There you go. It's all about you at the end of the day.
well,
And if
it's
you
about
like
everybody.
it's a bunch of other people that'll love it. That's what I learned too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could bend to what everybody else do, but it's like if you like it, please believe it's other people that like it too.
Yeah.
And that's it. You do it for
And you
those
find
people.
your clan, you find your tribe, you find the people that love it. And I would just say, like, when I strongly believe something, it just always works out for me. I'm that kind of person.
There you go.
Everything works out for me. I don't know why. I'm just blessed like that.
There you go. Blessings, blessings. Bless up. Listen, let them know where to follow you at real quick as well.
Okay, you guys can follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter at Nailah Blackman, aka Chili Baby. And you can also subscribe to the YouTube and Spotify at Nailah Blackman. Yes.
There you go, man. Make sure y'all follow Miss Nailah Blackman. Make sure y'all go get the past albums. Look out for the new album. And just support,
I'm really excited.
Introduce your ear to something new. You already know what it is. Your boy Smooth. It's Nailah Blackman. Picking up 215. And we out of here. Let's go.